give them love, and say, I hear you. And Miranda says, that's stupid. Don't believe it. So that's it. So don't believe it. Good. Make it as simple as that. Don't get too into the weeds about that, because your ego will take over, right? Okay, so let's go. I'm going to start with this book, and it's called The Nature of Personal Reality by Seth. It's a Seth book by Jane Roberts. I'm going to show you this book really quickly. Oh, boy. I got to keep getting up. Listen, I got so many books, it's ridiculous. Okay. This is the very first book. It's called Seth Speaks. Jane Roberts. I'll tell you really quickly about this. These are very similar. So, Seth is an entity, a channeled entity, just like Abraham, right? And if you know anything about Abraham and Jerry and Esther Hicks, Abraham comes through Esther Hicks, she teaches, she talks, or it talks, they talk, whatever it is. And but Jane Roberts was the channel for Abraham, just like Esther is for Abraham, for Seth, So Jane Roberts would sit in her house, her and her husband, and they used to have meetings, and people would come, and she would channel this being. They would ask questions, and Seth would answer. This is the first book, and so this is one of the books that I got when I was very, 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 very young, and I feel like I should read. Let's see. I'm going to read this. Hi, Sonia. In this perennial bestseller, Seth shows readers how we create our personal reality, what I just touched on, through our conscious beliefs about ourselves, others, and the world. His message is very clear. We are not at the mercy of the subconscious or helpless before forces we cannot understand. Quote, we are gods couched in creatorhood. We are gods couched in creaturehood. We are given the ability to form our experience as our thoughts and feelings become actualized. In this remarkable book, Seth stresses the individual's capacity for conscious action and provides excellent exercises that show us how to apply his empowering insights to any life situation. Hello, Helen. So that is The Nature of Personal Reality. You can get this book, but it's really dense. This is going to be really dense, everybody, just so you know. I love it. So if you're interested in channel material, boom. I would get this one, The Nature of Personal Reality. Okay? Any questions? I just grabbed a few. Books. All right? So there's Seth. Anyone here ever read Seth? Anybody here ever read Seth? It takes a lot of focus. You got to be really... Anybody? Bueller? Okay, let's keep going. All right. If you have a favorite spiritual book, you know I'm going to get to the book in a second. Not the book, but my book. Get them both. Awesome. Very good. Okay. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10. There's 10 today. Here's my next one. Never have read Seth. Okay. Great. So if it turns you on, research it and listen. They're really good. All right, here's the next book. Deepak Chopra is somebody that I worked with a long time ago. Hi, Jeremiah. First spiritual book was Science and Health by Mary Baker Eddy. Very good. I love that, Jeremiah. But I heard the reference a lot and didn't know what they meant. You're welcome. Let it be. Okay. So many, many, many years ago, I took a workshop with this guy named Deepak Chopra before he was Deepak Chopra. Just like when I was working with Marianne and all that. This is like, in the early 80s. So And I liked him. It was great. And he taught me this. This is what he taught me this. Watch this. Just this. Just this. Love it. I always remember that. Anyway, but I've read a lot of his books, but this book particular, This Is My Style, is one of my favorite books. It's not very well known. It's very short, and it's awesome. And it's awesome. Hello, Michelle. Christine's going to know this book because we worked on it in immersion. Here we go. Deepak Chopra, The Way of the Wizard, 20 Spiritual Lessons for Creating the Life You Want. Sorry. Life You Want, The Way of the Wizard. I love this book. First of all, I have a really strong connection to Arthur and Merlin and all of that. And my my spirit guide's name is Gawain, and Gawain was the name of one of the biggest knights of the Round Table. So you love that book. You love that book. It's a great book, and it's about Merlin teaching Arthur about spiritual principle, and it's all told through story, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Awesome. So The Way of the Wizard, if you're interested in that. So it's Merlin teaching Arthur about magic and about metaphysics. And there's, I don't know how many, but there's a lot of lessons in here. How many are there? Oh, I forget how many lessons. Let me look. 20 lessons. There's 20 lessons in this. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Right? That's a connection for you too, Jason. I love it. Very good. See, law of attraction. Law of attraction. Good. So number 2 is The Way of the Wizard by Deepak Chopra. That's number 2. All right. Boom. Okay. Let's see what order. This is a good order. Okay. Anyone else ever read that book? Spirit School. That's right. Carol, I just read your email. Thank you. I'll get back to you. So we did that in Spirit School. In my immersion program, we go in depth into some of those things in the Way of the Wizard. Now, I want to tell you this before we keep going. These aren't all my favorite books. These are just the ones I could grab right now, right? There's more. There's more. Okay, here we go. The next one is boom. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Love, 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 love this book. Anyone read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert? And who is Elizabeth Gilbert? What's the most famous book she wrote? This is a great book. This is a great book. Awesome book. Anyone ever read this? And name that other book that she's very famous for. Christine loves this book. I love this book. It's about the creative process and fear. It's about fear. It's about fear. It's about her journey. It's about how she deals with fear, what fear. Yeah, that's all you need to know. It's about fear. And it's tapping into the big magic, which is God, source, love. Eat, Pray, Love. That's very good. Yeah. So highly recommend this book. And I always say I really like Elizabeth Gilbert on audiobook because she speaks her story. She talks her story. So it's kind of cool listening to these books by her because it's her own experience. She's not reading a story. You know what I mean? So Eat, Pray, Love is number 3. I mean, not Eat, Pray, Love. Sorry. Big Magic. Big Magic is number 3. Okay? Yeah. And if you haven't read Eat, Pray, Love, another great book. Another great book. All right. Boom. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Let's go here. This is another great book that I love so much. Okay. And then I want to hear what books you read after we're done with the 10. Number 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 4. Yeah, get an audiobook. Here is another book that I bet you none of you have ever heard of before. This book I'm going to recommend for people that are really, how do I say? I don't like the word beginner, but if you want to get to basics, real basics of spirituality, this book is really great. You probably have never heard of it. It's called Choose to be Happy. Choose to be Happy by Swami Chetananda. Swami Chetananda. Choose to be Happy by Swami Chetananda. Every one of these books is listed in my good book section or favorite book section on my website. So you can go back and you can look, and there's a lot more. This book is great. Let me read it to you. While it may be impossible to control everything that happens, you can decide how you choose to respond to circumstances and the spirit in which you choose to live. In this book, the author articulates an alternative to the anxiety implicit in modern existence. Happiness is not an external condition into which one stumbles. It is a consensus decision. If you choose to be happy every day, regardless of whatever your situation, the effects are far-reaching and profound. Choose to be happy. This is, you always got to come back to basics. This is a really good book. This is a really good book, right? I like that you expound on the rational, practical, and the reasoning. Thank you, Michelle. Here, let's read some random thing from here. Okay. Okay. Here I'm going to read something from here. Surrender the past. Surrender the present. Surrender the future. Surrender everything. Surrender to your finest, deepest self. Forget everything except what is possible now within you. And what is possible now within you is pure joy. Come on. That gives you kind of a taste of this book. It's really good. It's really good. Love this book. So that is Choose to be Happy by Swami Chetananda. Kind of a hard book to find, but if you can find it, some people have found it. I think Carol, who's in here, found it. So that's number, I think it's 5, right? Boom. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3. That's number 4. How's that? Anyway, okay, 4. Oh, that's right, because there's this one. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. Amazing. Amazing. And if you notice what he said in there, he said, surrender the present. Surrender the present. That's a really important thing. If you get it. If you get it. Okay? Speaking of the present, that's the perfect segue to my next favorite book, which is, boom, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now. The Power of Now. Awesome book. Awesome, awesome, awesome book. I would think some of you have read this. I'm not going to pull out any more books because we'll be here all day. Anybody read The Power of Now? Anybody read The Power of Now? It's a great book. It's a great book. It's my favorite Eckhart Tolle books. I've read all of his books. I read all of his books, but this is my favorite. This is my favorite. Yeah, this is it. I love this book. And I will tell you, it's not for everybody. All of these books happen to be my favorites, but they're not for everybody. Some people read these books and they just can't get it. Or they're not in the space where it's not a match, right? Some people I know read this book and they're like, I don't get it. Or it's too much for them. It might be too much, okay? Or not yet. Hello, Flora. Love that book. Hello, Randy. Love this book. We love this book. So many good things. Let's find a random quote in here. Oh, boy. Let's find a quote. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Ready? When Oprah made him famous. Did that with my next author too. Okay, here's a quote. You ready? When you realize that all things that truly matter, beauty, love, creativity, joy, and inner peace, arise from beyond the mind, you will begin to awaken. I'm going to say that again because this is really good. When you realize that all things that truly matter, beauty, love, creativity, joy, inner peace, arise from beyond the mind, then you begin to awaken. Drop mic. Because what we try to do is we try to use our mind to get to those things. You can't. You can use your mind in a certain way, but you have to break through the mind. The mind is your best friend and your worst enemy, friends. Your mind is your best friend and your worst enemy, friends. You get it? Great book. Great book. Great book. There's a lot in here. A lot of good ones. And I really like he does this thing. I'll show it to you. He does this thing, which I do. You know when I tell you to breathe? He does this thing in here, and he says at the beginning, do you see this little symbol right here? Oh, wait, that symbol? That symbol, when you read, is made to make you stop, take a breath, be in the moment. The power of now. The power of now. There's so much about this book that I use in my teaching, I can't even tell you. Okay? All right. So that is Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Frenemy. Frenemy. That's good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5. 5. Okay. 6. 8. I think I'm missing one, but whatever. Okay. All right. Here we go. Next one is The Gift of Change. The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson. Gift of Change. Marianne's written awesome books, incredible books. And if you don't know, it was Marianne who I used to go to her house way back in the day before she wrote any books, before she wrote Return to Love, all those things. And that's where I was introduced to A Course in Miracles. But I really love this book. There's a lot of her books that I like, but this book I really love. The basis of how this book is written is really great because it's a lot of times how I'm helping people privately and in my groups and everything. Let me just show you. It's called The Gift of Change. Now, I'm just going to read to you some of the chapter titles. From forgetting who we are to remembering who we are. From negative thinking to positive love. From anxiety to atonement. From asking God to change the world to praying that he change us. From focus on guilt to focus on innocence. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's about change. It's about reframing, right? It's about reframing, going from here to here. And when you go from here to here and you shift your perception, that's a miracle. That's a miracle. And so cool. Yeah, Cynthia. Yep. And so I like a lot of her books. But to me, just personally, a lot of people love Return to Love. It's a great book. That's her first book. But I really like this book, and I think it hasn't been, a lot of people don't read this book, but I really like this book, The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson. Boom. Oh my gosh, we're just running out of time here. Here we go. All right, let's go to here. Now, I have two of them. Any comments or questions about the Marianne, the Gift of Change? Thank you, everybody, for all of your awards. Anybody want to say anything? Okay. The next book is a series of books, right? The next book is a series. I was able to grab two of them. So I'll just show you. They are these books right here. These books. I'm rewriting my first book, actually. It's a long story. Michelle, I'm rewriting my first book. And because I want to get it a real publisher. I want to attract a publisher instead of self-publishing. All right, so here we go. These two books. It's easier to read this because the cover's off this one. It is what? Who has read Conversations with God? Conversations with God. This is book 2, you see? This is book 1. See how old it is? Conversations with God. Thank you, Michelle. Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. This really aligns with the Course in Miracles. I mean, it really does. I think he has 3 original books with God, and then he's got other books. But I really like these Conversations with God. I think that there's 3 of them. My older brother have it to me. Gave it to you. Your older brother gave it to you? I'm telling you. Well, then read it. It's awesome. I get it, Michelle. So this is really good. And this is Course in Miracles. And just so you know, this is another channeled, obviously, this is channeled material. So Neale Donald Walsch, who's a great guy, who has one of my favorite lines ever, but he was a student of A Course in Miracles for a couple of years. He had an awakening, and then this all came out. So you know what my last one's going to be. So after your husband passed, oh, that's so sweet. It is a great book to make sense of things. It's a great book to make sense of things. So I'm just going to grab some quote from here. So crazy. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. When you choose the action love sponsors, then will you do more than survive. Then will you do more than win. Then will you do more than succeed. Then will you experience the full glory of who you really are and who you can be. When you choose the action love sponsors, then will you do more than survive. Then will you do more than win. Then will you do more than succeed. Then will you experience the full glory of who you are and who you can be. Oh, come on. Wow, Jason, that's awesome. Drew, thank you for the super heart. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. So this is Conversations with God. It's every one of these books that I'm sharing with you. A lot of you have been following me for a long time. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. They all relate to what I teach you. All relate to what I teach you. So if that turned you on, get Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. Amazing, amazing. And then I will say this, is that he has my favorite line in that movie, The Secret, years ago. The Law of Attraction movie, The Secret, which a lot of you probably seen. But he says, if eating a bologna sandwich connects you to talking to God, then eat the bologna sandwich. I love that. Do what makes you feel good. Stay in resonance, stay in resonance, stay in resonance. God is resonant. God is not resistance. Anything that's trying to teach you that God, source, love is pushing and trying, and that is not God. God is flow. God is resonance. God is joy. God is freedom. It's not that you don't learn lessons along the way. You get it? Okay, good. All right. You're really connected, Jason. I love it. Very good. I'm going to take a chance right now. It's good to take a chance, right? I'm going to take a chance right now with all of you. Of course, the last one I'm going to share with you is, you know what it is. But I'm going to take a chance with you and I'm going to share with you a book. Now, this book is one that will completely turn you upside down and inside out. Upside down and inside out, right? I was introduced because it teaches us we can also channel through writing. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I was introduced to this author and this work probably about 7-8 years ago. And when I read him, I was like, oh, dude. Oh, I get it. This guy got it down. For sure. Now, strapping the seatbelt. Thank you, Michelle. A lot of you know that I tell you, don't try to love yourself. A lot of you know that I say, stop reading the books, right? There's nothing wrong with reading the books. Why you're reading the books is very important. You can't love yourself because you're usually trying to love your ego, right? And usually you're reading a book because you're trying to find an answer. Well, you have the answer, Dorothy. Look down. You never took off your ruby slippers because you always have it. So in that vein, this is the book I'm going to share with you. It's called Spiritual Enlightenment, The Damnedest Thing by Jed McKenna. Spiritual Enlightenment, The Damnedest Thing by Jed McKenna. And it's not very well known. Not a lot of people know about it. But boy, oh boy, do I have a lot in here. He's written quite a few. I could talk more about him, but I'm not going to. Quite a few things. This is for people that are ready. That's all I have to say. I'm not saying that you're not ready. I'm saying that if I would have read this 10 years ago, I would have been like, whoa, really? Right? I probably mentioned him, Cynthia. I probably mentioned him. So, I'm going to read the back here. Or should I read one of the things? Hold on. Let me just see. Should I read one of these things? Let me just see if there's something I can just kind of pull out here. Is there anything I can just pull out without it being... And what I love about this is that it's like a novel. He tells his story, and it's like a novel. It's a story. So it's not a self-help book. It's a story. It's about him and his life. Some of these are too heavy for you. I mean, to just... Hold on. Oh, God, so many good ones. He quotes Jane Roberts in here. He quotes Jane Roberts from Seth. No wonder I love him. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. That's going to be too much. Let me see if there's something I can read. I'll just read the back. I'll just read the back cover because it's going to be too much. You're not going to be able to just randomly. All right, let me read the back. Oh yeah, I read Many Lives of Many Masters. What's his name? I did a couple of full day things with him. The what's his name? The past life guy. What's his name? Okay, I'm just going to read this really quickly. You ready? Jed McKenna tells it like it's never been told before. A true American original, Jed succeeds where countless others have failed by reducing the highest of attainments, spiritual enlightenment, to the simplest of terms, effectively demystifying the mystical. Jed astonishes the reader by not adding to the world's collected spiritual wisdom, but by taking the spirituality out of spiritual enlightenment. Never before has this elusive topic been treated in so engaging and accessible in a manner. And that's true. It's easy to read this book. What it's telling you is not so easy. A masterpiece of illuminating writing, Spiritual Enlightenment is mandatory reading for anyone following a serious spiritual path. Part expose, part how-to manual, and all joyous reading. This is the first book to explain why failure seems to be the rule in the search for enlightenment, and how the rule can be broken. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to read it. But I will tell you this, if you're used to spoon-fed self-help spirituality, you're not gonna like it. Not gonna like it. So, but it's great. It's great. So that's a Spiritual Enlightenment, The Damnedest Thing by Jed McKenna. All right. Boom. Okay. Anyone want to say anything about that? Because we're going to come to the last book now. And then we're going to wrap up because I have a class. Comments, questions? He has a trilogy of 3 books. Then he has another trilogy, and he's got quite a few. But just get this book. Anyone want to say anything or ask anything about Spiritual Enlightenment, The Damnedest Thing? News you can use, like your reviews. I love that, Michelle. I love it. Thank you. That's awesome. Remember, spiritual books are but whispering to gently awaken us from mortal sleep. Very, very beautiful, Jeremiah. That's exactly right. It's all about waking up. It's all about waking up. I do want to say this before I say my last book. Right now is the time when you have to be vigilant in staying in love. Right now is a time to be vigilant for love. Vigilant, vigilant, vigilant for love. Right now. I'm saying that right now. In this moment on the planet, it's time to be vigilant for love. Just have to say that. Helen's just like, I'm just listening in the background. Okay. All right, good. All right. I'll give you 3 guesses of what my favorite spiritual book is. Write it in the comments of what my favorite spiritual book is. And then we're going to wrap up. I could talk about great books all day. I'm reading all day. Oh, I'm reading a really good one right now. It's not spiritual, it's psychological. Really good book. Quite a few, actually. Let me pull this up a second. Hold on a second, friends. Wait, where's my Course in Miracles? Absorbed in what I'm saying. Thank you. You're absorbed. Here it is. Boom. Okay. I'm going to hold on a second. I'm going to put this in here. I love it. I love that we can do this. Okay, hold on. There we go. Hello, Donald. We're just wrapping up. Okay. ACIM. That's right. But I'm going to put into the chat a link to my website that has a list of, I don't even remember how many there are. So, boom. There we go. Great books. Let me just look here really quickly. There There's 59. There's more than that too, but there's 59 on that list right there. 59 right there. So you can look at that. Then you can look at that. So here we go. A Course in Miracles. This is my personal favorite spiritual text. It is a book, but it's a spiritual text. This is not a self-help book. You all know that. This is a psychological spiritual mind training that obviously, this is my book I've had for at least 30 years. And the reason I love A Course in Miracles so much is that it changes your life and it changes people's lives. And it moves you from fear to love. And one of the biggest ways that it does that is it helps you to develop. See, my tattoos are all there for a reason. It helps you to develop trust, trust, trust. That's right. The duct tape and the bookmark speak volumes. I do like the Bible. I'm interested in the Bible, Donald, but it's not on my top favorite books. It just isn't. It just isn't. Hello, Jess from Beirut. So A Course in Miracles is something that it is not a religion. It is not a religion. And that's one of the reasons why I like it. And what it's doing consistently, and there are many people here, right here, Carol and Christine and a few of you, I'm doing well, have been studying A Course in Miracles for a while. Girl Rush, I think, has too, and a few of you, is that it creates in your mind fertile ground for miracles, which means fertile ground for love. It has one goal, and I believe this is the goal that everyone wants. You don't really want success. You don't really want to win. You don't really want the job. You don't really want it. Your ego wants it. But the truth is, what you really want is what? Peace. You want peace. And when you attain true inner peace, there is nothing, and I'm telling you, nothing that can ever stand in your way. Nothing. So if you're interested in a real spiritual awakening, I mean, these two books really go along together. They really do. If you're really interested in spiritual awakening, not just another technique or another thing, then you do this. You read this. Because I've seen miracles in my life over and over and over and over again, right? It's not a dogma. This is a way of using the mind so that you can remember who you really are. This is what we just read in the Conversations with God, to remember who you really are. You get it? That's why I do A Course in Miracles. And that's why over and over and over